And now, it's All That.
Ow, ow, ow. This is All That. This is All That. Check it. Now this is just an introduction. Before I blow your mind, the show is All That. And yes, we do it all the time. So sit your booty on the floor or in a chair. Ground her in the air. Just don't go nowhere. Cause everything we do, it's all that. When entertaining you, it's all that. My posse and my crew, it's all that. So sit still cause we're coming right back.
Let's get it in, dog.
Hello everyone, welcome to All That. I'm Julie Mar Ortiz.
And I'm Jasmine Peralta. This is our final episode of
Yes,
All
it
That
is.
for the semester, so we have a great show planned for you guys. College Kitchen, of course, Film Guy reviews. We're going to have a special Southern Style where Kayla Lawson, our fashion correspondent, is going to join us. And then we're going to have an interview with a spoken word poet, so that's going to be a ton of fun.
Yep, we're going to start off the show with some sunshine since we are doing kind of a summer theme right now.
Summery, springy.
So me and Jazzy picked out our favorite Instagram quotes from our followers earlier today, and we're going to share them with you. I'll go first. All right. So first of all, follow us on Instagram at Julie Mar with 5 R's. Jazzy.
You can follow SESU TV. That's the one
Yeah,
I'll give
follow
out.
that too, yeah.
I don't know who's watching
Ooh, this one's
I
in
don't know if
Spanish.
following me.
Okay, guys. So my quote is, the more things you try, the more likely it is that you will try the one thing that will make all the difference.
That's deep.
It was deep.
That's
You gotta
really
think about
nice.
it. Let it sizzle in. Let it sizzle.
I came across a couple good ones, but I like this one. Something that I try to live by. It says, live simply, dream big, be grateful, give love, laugh lots. Whew. I think those are some key things that we should all take from in life, don't you think?
So we
Feel better
actually
already.
used our social media on Twitter, and we asked all the Southern students to give some advice to our incoming freshmen for next year. I think we can all remember what it was like to be a first-year student. Even you transferred over,
Yeah.
so what advice do you think you would give?
I think it's transferring and being a freshman is very similar in the sense that you're still going somewhere that's new and it's different and you might not know people and you're unsure. But for me, I would definitely say get involved. Like as soon as you come to a new campus,
Yeah.
just kind of delve your feet into different things, get your feet wet. So that would be my advice.
I think mine is probably make good choices when it comes to picking your friends. Like you're in college, in high school you kind of have to be friends with the people because it's the same people that you've been to, but college it's like you have all these different types of people that you can choose to be friends with, and so those decisions will basically make or
Pick
break
and
your
choose
whole
wisely.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
So we asked you guys to do the same thing, to give our incoming freshmen some advice, and me and Jazzy got some awesome tweets. So here they are. The first one, Jazzy's actually going to read that one. Go ahead.
Okay, so from Burke_works, he told us to get involved ASAP and that you will thank him later. So I agree with, okay, so Nat Barletta said, invest in a planner and write everything down. It's the only way that you'll be able to remember everything.
Good one. All right, Cookie Monster says, watch Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down and pick a weekday and 1 week a day to make those your party hard days. All right. Fair enough. Interesting.
Film Guy 619 says, make friends that'll accompany you on your long road to greatness through every rest stop you make and rough speed bump you hit. That is so magical.
I know, it's so
I
nice.
love that. Oh my God.
All right, our girl Janae from the Southern News says, don't come to college with any preconceived notions. Experience everything firsthand and be open-minded to change.
Great advice. I am Dan_ says, plan ahead. Look at your degree evaluation and see what classes you can take over the summer and future semesters.
Good one, Dan. All right. Next up, we have Jess Twain, who says, join clubs and organizations. Not only will you make long-lasting friends, but truly be able to call Southern your second home. That's absolutely true.
KJ_O'Brien says, embrace every moment, stay up late, climb West Rock as much as possible, and cherish friends because college only happens once.
And we have Monica Zielinski who says, save up your money and travel as much as you can. Now's the time to see new places and meet new people.
Yo Correndo says to get involved and ask questions in your classes. Definitely don't be afraid to speak up, guys.
All right, and my last one is from Catherine G. Kraychak. She says, put your Hoot Loot in the same spot so you don't misplace it all the time and have to buy new ones every time. That's a good one. I haven't lost my Hoot Loot once, and I still have the old Hoot Loot with the white building in the background.
Oh, nice.
So, yep.
Yeah, I'm lucky too. I still have mine. I misplace it all the time, but I always find it. And then I have F. Raisa07, Raisa, my girl. Her advice is to the upcoming class, get a job ASAP so you are able to enjoy great food, places, and more that New Haven has to offer. So that is some more great advice.
Awesome. So freshmen, if you are coming in, over the summer, think about these things. It's really something that, college is a huge experience. Don't be too scared, but also prepare yourself to, go on a roller coaster ride of amazingness. And for the summer, while you're thinking about all that stuff, we have College Kitchen with Jemima and Laura, who made up some ice cream sandwiches. So while you're thinking of, deep life experiences, have some ice cream sandwiches, and Laura and Jemima will teach you how. Here's College Kitchen.
Hi guys, and welcome to College Kitchen, our summer edition where we make great food on a college budget. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jemima, and today we're going to be making ice cream sandwiches with chocolate chip cookies and ice cream. Let's get started.
It's already kind of melting, so I wouldn't recommend bringing this to a party, but just have a fun time making it together and then eat it very quickly.
Because it will melt, and especially with the summer heat, it goes as high as 90 degrees. This will melt in seconds. We made this like a minute ago, and it's 60 degrees in here. The ice cream is already melted, so this is something you have to make on the spot and eat. Yeah. Or if you're gonna travel with it, make sure you have an ice cooler with lots of ice in there and keep that ice cream cool.
Yeah, but I would recommend just bringing it with you, just on the go.
On the go snack.
Okay, so click down here to watch more episodes of College Kitchen, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Welcome back. So now we're going to be going into our summer Southern style segment. We're here with Kayla Lawson, our fashion correspondent. Welcome, Kayla.
Thank you for having me.
So in a few, we're going to be having some of our e-board members come out and kind of present some different summer trends for different summer events.
Yeah. First, Kayla, let's talk about summer in general. What do you think of when you think of summer and fashion?
Summer, a lot of crop tops, shorts, sandals, wedges.
How about for guys?
For guys, the cargo shorts. Please stay away from camo, please.
So what are some looks that you see coming this summer that weren't here last summer and some looks that are returning?
I feel like they're well suede.
Okay.
The material is
Interesting.
suede. Yeah, I feel like the Coachella Festival look is really big. I think it's always going to be big. Still the crop tops and shorts, the flurry tops, all the fun items.
What's your favorite summer look?
I'm not going to lie, high-waisted jeans, some nice sandals, a nice flowy crop top.
So simple.
Simple.
Cute. Okay. I think that's. Hopefully, we see some of that stuff right now. Okay. So should we bring out our first person?
I think we should.
First up, we have Laura. Laura is sporting a beach look for this summer.
So, Kayla, what are some things when you go to the beach that you need to bring?
Well, to add to Laura's look, I would, have a beach bag, maybe a nice hat, sunglasses. I mean, she's dressed appropriate for the beach. Not too cold, not too hot. Just
You want to make sure you got your sunscreen because we don't want to get, too burned or,
Especially when you have beautiful skin like Laura, you have to be extra careful.
Sunglasses to protect your eyes. I mean, accessories.
Yeah,
Can
I
also
think
protect
sunglasses
you.
will go really nice with this outfit.
Yeah.
And the hair is up.
Yep.
I always wear my hair up to the beach.
Oh, and she has a cute little detail here, a little fishtail braid there. Very nice. Who did that for you? It's so cute. No,
So what are some other looks that we can see at the beach this summer?
Probably a lot of bikini tops with high-waisted jeans. I mean, it's appropriate for the beach. Cover-up dresses. That's pretty much it. The less, the best. No, I'm just kidding.
That's true.
Laura's also sporting the high-waisted shorts you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I can see you like that. And this works nicely because you have the crop top and you have the high-waisted shorts. So even though
and
she's
a little
showing
peekaboo.
exactly, she's showing the leg, but she's not showing too much up top. So great job, Laura. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Laura. All right, next up, we're gonna have Jemima come on the stage rocking a barbecue look.
All right, welcome, Jemima.
Look at you.
All right, you're going to a barbecue.
Right.
What do you do?
Well, if you're going to a barbecue, I will suggest that you only wear flats, whether it's sandals or, a cute cat or a skippy.
Okay.
Jemima has on a teal dress, but if she likes color, I would probably wear a coral sweater. Instead of a white, add a belt to give it a little flavor, and that's it.
And what other things can we say about? I know people a lot of times wear those wedge heels that you're talking about. Barbecues are to be comfortable.
Right,
family
right.
and
You want to be comfortable, the most comfortable as possible. Jemima did right by wearing like a maxi dress. I think those are really safe.
And flowy and
Flowy,
comfortable,
right.
like you were saying. You can move around in it.
Right.
You can chase kids and your little nieces
Yeah.
and nephews around.
Right.
eat food and you won't be too uncomfortable.
Right.
Don't
It
have
is
to
not-
I will never wear a crop top.
Oh my gosh.
Once you get bloated up,
Please do not wear any crop tops to a barbecue because you will eat and you will be bloated.
All right. So it looks like Jemima did it right, huh, ladies? Great job, Jemima. Thank you.
job.
Okay, so next up we have a male. It is Aaron. Welcome, Aaron.
Erin is rocking a work look for the summertime.
Okay, interesting.
All right.
All right.
So going to work, we live,
Yes.
in different seasons. So it's kind of like, what do you wear in the summertime? Do you wear a blazer, but it's too hot to wear a blazer?
Right.
So for males, it's kind of easier for you guys. What are some things that girls can do to go to work in the summertime?
Dresses. Dresses, cropped.
Put the stockings away. You don't need them anymore.
Yeah, cropped ankle pants.
Yeah. How about for shoes?
For shoes, flats,
Okay.
sandals. Sandals, yeah, there is a difference between casual sandals and dressy sandals.
Yeah. And work sandals, like you want to be professional still. I feel like for the top, maybe add some like color
Yeah.
to your look. You don't want to wear black and stuff like that.
No.
it's summertime.
Yeah.
Black. Yeah.
You're being shy, sir. Why?
Yeah.
How come?
And Erin,
Yes.
I think what I would change on Erin's look is the color. It's very dark, winter, fall, and I feel like for the summertime,
Coral will
pop
look
out the
really
color.
nice.
Exactly.
Coral. It will blend in perfectly with the khaki colored
Exactly. You
pants,
could keep
short
those
sleeves.
pants.
I know it's kind of cold in the office. But yeah.
Summer mind, Aaron. Get your summer mind
Let
right.
your hair out.
I think his shoes
With
are nice
your hair.
though.
There. Oh.
Oh, okay. We're ready here.
And I like how he has on his boat shoes. That's perfect
Exactly.
for the
That's
office.
what I was going to say. Both shoes are a definite.
That is a
Plus.
definite do.
Clean and comfortable. All right, thank you,
Thanks,
Aaron.
Aaron.
All right.
Okay, so
Yes.
now we're going to finish up with all the e-board members coming out, and they are going to be showing dinner looks for this summer.
All right.
So if you're going out on a
Nice.
dinner date or something with
Dinner
that
with the
cute guy that you
family.
met, or bae,
Or bag.
yeah.
Sarah's definitely going on a dinner. No, actually, Jemima. She looks like she has a hot date at 8 and can't be late.
Hey, you just grew like 3 inches. All right, great. Let's get these guys up in here, get you guys in focus. So basically, I see what you guys did too is, well, Jemima especially, and Aaron, you guys took your looks from before and just kind of added on or took away to create this dinner look. Am I right? Yes, very nice.
And that's very helpful for a lot of people. You know, if you don't want to go back home and change, if you have like quick items in the back of your car, make sure that Jemima did the right thing. A maxi dress, you can, what am I trying to say? You can revamp the look.
Absolutely. Dress
Sarah,
up, dress down.
she looks perfect for a nice date. So does Jemima. This man over here.
Aaron,
Who
he
is
added the
look-
blazer.
Yes.
Very nice, very fancy. Great job, guys. All right, any last finishing thoughts, Kayla, that you would have for maybe tips for people at home for their summer looks?
If you do not feel comfortable, do not wear it.
Great advice. That is actually very good advice.
Yes, if you do not feel comfortable, do not wear it.
All right, let's thank our model. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, for summertime, you know, rock what you want to do. It's kind of like,
Right.
you know, summertime.
Right.
You're not going to class every day.
No.
You're not, you know.
I think summertime is a chance where everybody just lets go and just really be who they are.
And
Because-
experiment, too.
Exactly, because winter, you know,
You're all
everybody just
bundled
put on sweatpants. It's like it's too cold to get dressed. Summertime, that's the time to express yourself.
I completely agree.
All right.
All right, Kayla, thank you so much for joining us. We
you.
really appreciated you.
Yep. Next up, we are going to come back with Jazri later on, and she is going to be with our special guest. So,
But before that, we're going to go into Film Guy Reviews with Matt, where he is reviewing movies that are coming out this summer. So let's take a look.
Hey there, Southern. Welcome to another episode of Film Guy Reviews. I'm your film guy, Matthew Sinclair. Now, for today's episode, since the semester is coming to a close and vacation is on the horizon, I figured I'd give you guys an early forecast on a selected amount of films in store for the summer movie season. Here we go. Now, starting off the summer season is a small independent movie known as The Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, this one has everyone's favorite band of Marvel superheroes reteaming to combat a new enemy and should be an exciting way to kick off the summer movie season. And I will be sure to buy my ticket early for that one. Now, for those of you film goers that are always hungry for seconds, this summer certainly has plenty of sequels in store. First off, there's Pitch Perfect 2, where the Barton Bellas get to recharge their kroners and go to an a cappella competition all the way in Europe. Should be amazing. Now, for those of you female filmgoers out there that want to go to a summer film for masterful storytelling, and by that I mean Sweaty Beefcake, there's Magic Mike Double XL, where Channing Tatum and his crew go to a stripper convention all the way down in Miami. But if you guys want a good laugh and a cappella singers and male strippers aren't exactly your cup of tea, there's the upcoming sequel Ted 2 and the original film Spy, starring Melissa McCarthy, Jason Statham, Jude Law, and Rose Byrne of Bridesmaids fame. And not only does the trailer look hilarious, but the cast is pretty interesting and should draw in a wide variety of demographics, because it's not a lot of films will have a prestigious actor like Jude Law starring with a comedian like Melissa McCarthy. And this one should be pretty good. of course, it does have Melissa McCarthy doing what she does best, and we all love seeing her do it. And now into what could be a potential sleeper hit, and that is the upcoming Judd Apatow film Trainwreck, starring Amy Schumer and Bill Hader. It includes quite a huge ensemble cast that, when reading it, should get audiences excited for sure. Now, summer is also a good time for sci-fi and superhero films, and the studios definitely have you guys covered, as 20th Century Fox will have another go at Fantastic Four, and Marvel will introduce audiences to one of the original Avengers, Ant-Man, where Paul Rudd plays the titular character.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here with Yoyo Collado. She is a senior here at Southern and a spoken word poet. Welcome to the show, Yoyo.
Thank you very much, Jasmine.
So to start off, can you tell us a little bit about spoken word and possibly explain what it is, or at least give your definition of what you feel it is?
I like the way you worded it like that, give my definition, because I feel like spoken word is it depends on the artist. But I don't know, I think it's just a form of expression, but it doesn't have many barriers. Like you make it what you want. Okay. You can get up there and on stage in particular and perform spoken word in a way that is a very soft spoken, because if that's your nature, or you can get up there and yell if it's an angry poem, or just make it what you want in order for you to get your message across.
So when did you start writing spoken word, or when did you decide that this was something that you wanted to get into and use as a way to express your thoughts?
I feel like I've been writing all my life.
Okay. Since
I can remember writing just little poetry in elementary school. However, I didn't perform until I want to say the 7th grade. There was a group of performers, of this group of artist people that came to my elementary school and kind of asked us to write something just on the spot. However, I had a lot of my pieces memorized. So I wrote one of my pieces on the paper. I handed it in, and it got chosen to be recited at one of their shows.
And how did that feel for you? Like, being a 7th grader, this is your first time doing that?
It was pretty great, because they had their group was called Snappy, and they wanted all different types of art. So then they had another piece where you can kind of mimic the choreography that they taught you. And if they chose you to perform, then you would also be in the show. So I'm not really a dancer, but I dove into that, and I had got chosen. So then when we went to the actual show, they split us up into different groups in preparation for like this huge show.
Oh, wow.
And they came to my group and they were like, all right, are either of you familiar with this poem called Confusion? And my eyes lit up because it was my poem. So my dance crew just so happened to be performing the piece that I had submitted to them.
That's great.
So it was awesome.
So clearly you've been continuing this spoken word type poetry since middle school. You're doing it here in college. I know you've performed in several different events here when it comes to things like that. What is it exactly that you write about? Do you have a certain thing that you like to discuss? Are you political? Do you have certain themes?
Most of the time, I would say 8 out of 10 times that I write is just for me to express myself. It's just for me to write. However, there are times where I feel like there's a message that needs to get out. And it can depend. It can vary. Like the last piece I performed for Uncensored was more so a political poem, a political view on abortion. However, I feel like a lot of my pieces are just to sometimes get a message out there. Like I have a nonviolence piece. I have some storytelling pieces that just like kind of shine certain views on certain topics that most people weren't comfortable talking about. And yeah, I don't know, I guess I try to speak about things that aren't commonly spoken of. So either during the show or after the show, people can it kind of opens opportunity for those conversations.
So that kind of leads into this, since it is a form of art, but at the same time, like you're saying, you're trying to get a message out. Do you feel that spoken word is a way to effectively get conversations started about certain topics?
Absolutely. I feel like it depends on the artist. I know there is times where I get on stage and I just want to share things, and that could be the start and end of that conversation. It's just something that I want to personally get out. However, I feel like there are plenty of artists that are plenty spoken word artists that kind of use that opportunity to get a message out and to shine light. I know if some of the people attended Uncensored, a lot of the poets that went up there were speaking on the subject of police brutality and privilege and just topics that are arising a lot now in the media. So.
Okay. So you're going to be performing a piece for us today.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me a little bit about what that one's about?
This piece is more so a nonviolence piece. Okay. When I originally wrote it, it was a couple years ago. It was for a Face motto show, actually.
Shout out
and
to
it
Face.
was, yeah, shout out to Face. It was amongst those 64 days of nonviolence.
Right, yes.
So a friend had asked me to perform. She told me the theme, and I started writing it. I remember February 7th, 2012, to perform it February 9th, 2012. So it was a lot of pressure. It was one of the quickest pieces I've ever written like that.
So something you told me before the show that I found interesting was that you don't title your pieces, you give the date in which you wrote them. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So this one is titled February 9th, is that what you said?
February 7th, 2012.
February 7th, okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna have Yo-Yo perform her piece. So without further ado, let's get that started.
Thank you very much. Nobody knows you exist. Nobody pays you mind. Without a weapon, you are nothing. So here, have mine. Listen. If someone makes you feel like you are weak and incompetent, I want you to raise your weapon. I want you to scream in the same breath that in any other day you would have silently wept in, because today is a little different. See, you are no longer defenseless. Listen, how many times where all you did was just listen? How many unsaid phrases to your identity is speechless if you don't shut up? Because that there is an example of just how easy it is to get you to put your weapon down. But no one listens for your bullet when your gun's facing the ground. So raise it up, inhale to cock it back, then drain it out, but make it loud. Loud enough for a crowd this big to hear you out. 'Cause no shots fired impact harder than the ones leaving your mouth. I repeat, no shots fired impact harder than those leaving your mouth. But if you've been using them for wrong, then you've been knowing all along, and nobody knows you exist. Nobody pays you mind. Without a weapon, you're still nothing, so help me squeeze mine. Hold on. Why would you feel like you were ever alone? You're not the only one who mimics what goes on in your home. Hold on. What do you mean your anger's out of control? It was never for you to possess. It's not something you should hold, so squeeze my weapon and don't let go, because it's something you should know. You're only fueled and enraged because your soul has caught fire, and you're using all your energy to make it turn cold. You believe that if they're not you, then they better be your enemy. But squeeze my weapon, because it's never been just you against the world. Squeeze my weapon, not too tight though, because it's something you should see. You're not alone, because the weapon you've been holding is me. Although nobody knows you exist, nobody pays you mind. Without a weapon, you are nothing. See, here's mine. I used to be that person no one ever knew existed. Right before I was that person no one ever paid mind to. I used to have no weapons, but now I have 3, and I'm sharing these with you, see. I would have shared them all, but my pen, that's strictly for my using. However, this one's for the abused, and this for those known for abusing. Put together in there for those who are both responsible for their doings, yet punished for something they had absolutely nothing to do with. So, listen. I want you to raise your weapon. Raise your voice. If you've been silenced, hold on. I want you to squeeze my weapon. Squeeze my hands, don't turn to violence. See, I want you to see this pen, because this pen has truly saved my life. And hopefully it's done the same for someone else in here tonight. Thank you. That's it. Thank you for watching SCSU TV. I appreciate it. Have a good night, y'all.